Rocket Launcher.
Nostalgia. What is it? I like to think it's what we all had and liked in the past, and we can't get the same way anymore, so we like to remember it. Add one part internet, and you got people like me putting way too much effort into the strangest of things. I guess you could say I'm being nostalgic right now for my first arcade recall, since it's a sequel to a game I did on my very first episode. Even though it wasn't even a year ago, but I'll always watch the old ones remembering what I did and enjoying it. I'm always looking for criticisms on these things, but one thing I hear most is, keep making them. Even from my own father, which does mean a lot to me. Thank you, Dad. So let's get to it. Metal Slug 2. This was actually the first game I played in the series. What I can remember liking so much was the constant action movie mentality of killing almost everyone, or anything can be shot or blown up in well-animated great detail. I guess you could say my target audience is pretty small if I believed in that sort of thing. It doesn't really matter to me. Watch these or don't, I don't mind. I'm just here to entertain however many people want to be entertained. But that audience would be those who got up off their asses and went to play a game, not sat on a toilet on their asses for some Angry Birds for 10 minutes. These are the truest gamers, since the games of those days were not forgiving. Today's games? Aw, you died. No, you didn't die. You just got knocked over. Yeah, that's all. Here, let me hold your hand and help you back into your vagina. You look so pretty in that dress. One day you will be Queen Pretty. Yesterday's games.
You died. You stupid moron. I'm gonna laugh at you as you scramble to get another quarter as the clock ticks down. And when it gets to 0, I will bathe in your blood and make the world laugh at you and your pain. You sissy little girly wimpy boy, you.
That's why old school gamers are tougher. We evolved from hardship, and this game is a great example. General Morden is back from the original, and he's hell-bent on taking over the world. Why? I have no idea, since it sounds like a more than full-time job that you would hit the ground running so hard that you would break your legs, pelvis, spine, arms, and skull. Although, he has enlisted the help of some new soldiers. Martian soldiers. Yes, Martians are in this game. He has made contact with Martians. All this time NASA has been telling us that there's no such thing. Well, Morden say no. By the way, there's a nod to the movie Independence Day at the end of the game. I won't spoil it for you, but I think it's better than the entire movie. Let's see, how does one stop a general hell-bent on taking over the world with an army of people, mummies, Arabian Nights, Martians, and zombies? Wait, no, zombies were in the third game, but how does one go about getting rid of such an insane bunch of creatures looking to kill you? Well, guns. Lots of guns that just pop out of nowhere sometimes, and you get to shoot them too. There's the weapons that make sense, such as a knife, a machine gun, a pistol, a shotgun, a rocket launcher, and a grenade. And then there's the weapons the enemies have. I don't know where the budget came from to make these monstrosities, but you get to blow them up. Just watch out for epileptic seizures. The previous joke may be considered controversial or offensive to some people, which I will not apologize and say grow a sense of humor. I love Neo Geo and SNK and their games full of gimmicks designed to keep a younger gamer involved in the 90s. I've gone 19 episodes now and not even barely touched on who Mai Shiranui is, but that's a barely covered big bouncy subject for a different time. Metal Slug was a run and gun, kill that guy and the other guy and his friend, and then rescue hostage, and then blow up a tank. The body count was immense, and the first time I played it, it was a censored arcade cabinet, which meant white blood. Who made that choice? Why not just have no blood in there? No, let's make it white because this game is fun. So fun that you don't even care you went through $50 in quarters. You got an experience, and that's something that parents just don't understand. I'm sure they would pay equal amounts of money for things that we wouldn't consider fun nowadays. Metal Slug or Tiddlywinks, you do the math. Did I mention you can ride vehicles as well? Granted, controlling the gun on said vehicles was usually the most aggravating part, but you still got to ride in them. And if you got sick of it, set it on autopilot and send it kamikaze into an enemy. Or a wall because I would hit the wrong button again. Metal Slug 2 had an improvement game, what I like to call. Why not? SNK was the poor man's Capcom, so why not build a whole arcade machine for minor improvements like they do? Metal Slug X was an improved, crazier version of Metal Slug 2. You know, you get the usual upgrades and improvements you get from an upgrade game. You know, more guns, more enemies, different bosses. You could become fat now. But my favorite was a certain boss. Hey, it's a giant hovering plane in Metal Slug 2, but in X, it's a giant hovering plane that tanks roll off the wings and drop on you because fuck you, that's why. Yeah, I'm gonna allow the F word now in Arcade Recall. even though I was trying to keep it clean, but I did make a jizz joke in the first episode. So, should you play this game if you should happen upon it sitting in the corner of a dive bar or an arcade history museum? Well, yes, it's a fantastic explosion fest that can only end in glory or epileptic seizures. This seizure joke is brought to you by Epileptic Seizure Warning Labels. They'll protect you from going over your daily dosage of repetitive blinking lights and games the 90s would provide you with. I guess I should close this episode, but one last thought. The original title of this game was called Super Vehicle in Japan. That's kind of bland, right? They changed it to Metal Slug in America. Do you think it meant metal, like the bullet was made of metal? Or metal, as in the finest of all musics ever made? This guy does! Arcade Pass, let's make it last. I'm gonna go get the most metal seizure right now. This joke was not in any way. Shut the hell up!